I thought you wanted the question whether it's King Khan or King Kong. That debate was so annoying. I'm like, do you think I would call this man King Kong when King Khan is right there? Running with King Khan, bullets rain down like it's thunder. Ready or not, she got the Glock, she'll put you under. Rajakumari means the daughter of the king to me. And I did split the name because I think every man should call me king. It was an alter ego, a way to develop myself as an artist without being so attached to what people were saying, because it wasn't my birth name or my, my family. I have a song called The Dawn, I always talk about sharks, so it's like, when he said that I could say King Khan, and that I was like, what about The Dawn, King Khan, can we do it? He's like, yeah, just say it. So I took that upon myself. I said, I get to write the theme song for all Shah Rukh Khan fans. Who got the cannon locked? Infrared in the dark, bang, bang, when she take aim on the dot. Call a Kalishnikov. Running with King Khan, bullets rain down.
Her name might be Raja, but she's the Rani, the queen bee of singing, reminding women that Rani, Rani, don't forget that you're a queen. Hi, I'm Adit Ganguly from Cosmopolitan, India, and today we have with us none other than Rajakumari. Raja, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And while I've given you an introduction, we know there's only one way to introduce Raja, so go for it.
Oh, through song.
Yes, there has to be music.
I think I'll do this. This is the best way to recognize me, because most people say this when they meet me. Rajakumari, I go harder than anybody. Daughter of the king, American dream. Fir bhi dil hai Hindustani. So don't misunderstand me. I do it for the people. Yes, I do it for my family, mainly.
Pronouncing, and you can correct me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to mess this up.
I'm ready.
Pronouncing Sweta Yalla Pragada Rao. Did I say that right?
You're really close.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you say it?
Sweta Yalla Pragada Rao.
Okay.
Yes.
That name in itself is a tongue twister for anyone living in the States.
Yes.
And and I'm sure that was the reason why you had to condense it. While we know the story behind Rajakumari, why did you choose these two names in particular?
Interesting. So, that's a kind of like a deeper question for me, since I grew up really learning Indian classical dance. Kuchipudi Arangetram I did by 7 years old. So I was very immersed in the stories of Kurukshetra and Ramayana, and my superheroes were Hanuman and Arjun, and those were the characters that I had played on stage that my mind was fascinated with. And Sweta Yalla Pragada Rao, Kumari Sweta Yalla Pragada Rao, USA, is like the long form of my name. However, it was written in India, so I always heard Kumari before my name.
Okay.
And I feel like I always loved that word, so it's always been a part of my name. But when it came time to make music, my music was kind of my rebellion.
Right.
From, I had done 3 Arangetrams, I had done Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, and Odissi by this point, so I had done a lot in my childhood that, felt like a full career. And when I wanted to make music, I knew that if Sweta was performing, a lot of people would come and expect like Sadin Chene or Tilana or something very serious, and I was rapping. Yeah. And also I think now in retrospect, when I think back, Rajakumari means the daughter of the king to me. And I did split the name because I think every man should call me king. And it kind of prepared me for my journey through the patriarchal system. Right. But in general, I just, it was an alter ego, a way to develop myself as an artist without being so attached to what people were saying, because it wasn't my birth name or my, my family.
Got it. None other than Pandit Ravi Shankar who gave you that, tag.
Yes.
So, was that a heavy tag on your shoulders? Like, when did you come to know that he said this?
He said it at my Arangetram when I was 7, and my mom, if it was today's day and age, she would have made merch. Like, she was so proud of that quote. It was everywhere and anywhere. And I knew that what I was doing was special, and that it required for me to leave school and travel and perform, and it was important. People in India I think they thought it was really important to see somebody who grew up in America really keeping the culture together. Right. So that's always been a part of, my artistry. But definitely it was my mom's bragging rights, but I don't know. Now when I look back and I watch videos of myself, and my friend, I've seen a lot of kids and I've seen them all dance, and there's it's different. And when I see myself at 7, I kind of understand why everybody was so intense about the dance, because I would trip out if I saw like a 7-year-old being able to do those expressions, and I almost think of it like a different life, now. But to think back on it, it had its own pressure, but I think it prepared me for this life.
Okay.
Like it's always been like a topic of discussion, whether it's what I look like or my body or whatever's happening or where competition and stuff. So I think it just kind of shaped me to survive my current career. I chose music. Music was very, it was rebellion. I mean, it was so unheard of. I mean, especially breaking so many boundaries. Like I just knew in America that my classical dance gave me my connection to my culture and my roots, and it just gave me like a shield whenever I was dealing with Americans and any situation that was like racist or something that made me like, when they were talking down to my culture, it was like they could never convince me because I had like walked barefoot in a temple built by Raja that was like, you know, the most incredible thing I've ever seen, and it's been open for 1,000 years. So like it helped me just like reject a lot of the programming that was coming in. For me, music was the rebellion, but it's because I also had to make sense of what I was experiencing outside my house. Like it was a very American. I went to a school that was a private school with like a small group of people, and maybe there was 4 Indians in that class. So that actually was like a higher percentage. When I went to high school with 3,000 people, there was only 4 Indians in the whole school.
Okay.
So you know, it was very different, and for me,
smashing the patriarchy and talking about gender equality in your music has been a constant theme. But this is something that you do from your side. What do you think, like, you know, label, producers, they need to do from their side to bridge the gap?
Would you like me to make a list? Oh my God.
I
have a list for them. First and foremost, I think we need to talk about the brands and the festivals and the large platforms. I do feel that they need to make more of an effort to like even out the rosters like on these festivals. Like we need to be giving opportunities, because if we're invested in homegrown acts becoming exported globally and impacting everywhere, people need opportunity to perform. Like they need a chance to perform and learn. And if we're not giving them a chance in India, how do we expect it to go outside? Secondly, I feel like a lot of the male performers, like it's really difficult, you know, for shows to get platforms and stages. I think like whenever I can, I've had opening acts that are females. I've done Rani Cypher. I'm always working on projects that are, you know, female-led, female-centric. But it would be nice to see some of the men that are on their top, you know, like all these billions of streams and stuff, like have female opening acts, you know, like try, you know, like there's not many features. I think there should be more exchange between the artists. There's been an explosion of female artists in the last few years, and maybe the boys don't want to collab and stuff, and we're left to collab by ourselves, but there needs to be more investment. Like I got better because I was around people that won Grammys, and I was writing with them every day, and I learned from them, and every day you learn something. So if we have all these OGs and we have all these young artists, like we need to see more interaction. I feel also this idea that maybe the media does and people tend to do is they pit us against each other. Like there can't be more than one. So I face this a lot. I feel like people, you know, the branding around my name is #1 female rapper. Like I see the branding, I see it, and I appreciate it. It's very kind. But I feel like that kind of negates this whole process. Like if you just get one in and then we're satisfied. Like people make a collage of hip hop, and it's like, I'd be surprised, like, I'll get in there once in a while. And like, you know, like now Agsy's getting in there because she does the work, you know, she's like putting out songs constantly. So it's like people I just need to see a little bit of a change in the attitude regarding the females. I just feel like it needs to be done from so many angles, and we don't need projects just because we're women. It's like you guys were up there when you were trash too. You guys had a lot of opportunities to be trashed publicly. So I think my women and the females in this country are working very hard. They have so much talent. There's so much potential, and I just want to see more and more opportunity, because then we can export. There shouldn't just be one pop star. It's weird. 1 billion people and we only want to put one person on. It's really strange.
And what advice would you give to, you know, upcoming female artists?
Find your girl gang, you know, collaborate with each other. Keep trying to write songs. Like I think in the first couple of years of my songwriting career, I was doing 2 sessions a day. So sometimes I'd be doing 2 songs a day with different groups of people. So I think collaboration is the key when we're trying to like build the community up. We can all do things our own way, but I think when we work together, we learn from each other. And we can, you know, everybody's so obsessed with like the numbers and, you know, the promotion, but I just did a song with Guru Randhawa in Punjabi. And, you know, it's such, you know, I was really focused last year on the album, doing it myself and independently released, but it was such a fun experience and a breeze to just collaborate with him and have that support from his fan base learning about me, my fan base, you know, learning about him from America. A lot of people, you know, discovered him too through that. And I think that that's the greatest thing we should do right now, because that's what's going to position us to be global exports. You know?
The next question is probably my favorite question.
Okay.
And you'll realize why. You know, you're a firm believer in manifestation, and one of them came through as you gave us the hard-hitting lyrics and vocals in Jawan's title track. Like SRK is RK, you've said that so many times. And I'm also a die-hard SRK fan, like, you know, Team SRK forever. You know, and SRK and RK forever is your motto as well.
Yes.
Yes. And you
EVA forever.
Yes. And you've had a photo of him also on your vision board.
Of course. Many. There's a few of him on my vision board.
So, you know, tell us everything about that song and why exactly, like, you know, were those lyrics the way that we hear it? And could you rap that part for us as well?
Oh, I'd love to. Okay.
Let's start with the rap first.
The disrespect my name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you like the deep cuts on the song. I thought you wanted the question whether it's King Khan or King Kong. That debate was so annoying. I'm like, do you think I would call this man King Kong when King Khan is right there? You know, it was really stressful. Running with King Khan, bullets rain down like it's thunder. Ready or not, she got the Glock, she'll put you under. You know it's game time on the front line till it's over. Deep in the trenches for ya, like a soldier. And you wanted the rap. Disrespect my name and watch, it's bound to end in fisticuffs. You might think it's fun and games, but Simon says your time is up. Who got the cannon locked? Infrared in the dark, bang bang when she take aim on the dot. Call a Kalishnikov. Running with King Khan, bullets rain down.
Lovely, lovely. And you know, why are the lyrics exactly like that?
You know, I only got a very small prompt, okay? So I feel like everything that you really, really want in life, you have to almost like plant the seeds years before and just take that risk. And Anirudh and I had done a song, I think in 2017 for Vivegam called Never Give Up, which was this like Bond style, like English song. So I think that that planted the seed that Anirudh knew that if he calls me in the last moment, that I can do an English song for him. And I get the call from Anirudh and he's like, listen, the trailer is coming out in like 5 days, obviously. And we need the song to be in English because if it's not in English, then we have to do it in Hindi, Telugu, you know, all these versions. So if it's English, it can be across all of them. So I'm like, easy. And then I'm like, so what can you tell me about the film? He's like, well, you can go watch the trailer, which I like immediately was like, okay, let me watch the trailer. And he said, Shah Rukh's in the movie. He's got a girl gang of like girls, and there's a lot of guns. That is the only information.
That was your brief?
That was the brief.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
So I was like, guns, like Shah Rukh. And then the one thing that, you know, I credit Anirudh, he was the best for this. You know, he's like, we can like break that like wall and basically talk about him as King Khan. And I obviously have referred to him in my music. I've said like King Khan, Bandra Dawn, King Khan. Like I have a song called The Dawn. You know, I always talk about Shah Rukh. So it's like, when he said that I could say King Khan, and that I was like, what about The Dawn, King Khan, can we do it? He's like, yeah, just say it. So that was, I took that upon myself. I said, I get to write the theme song for all Shah Rukh Khan fans now, and all like, the women, because it was like really women empowerment. And I think that that is just something that's like innate in Shah Rukh. Like I think every time I've had any interaction with him, he's always like, you know, the first time I worked with him for Husn Parcham, when I had like a phone call with him, he told me, I had seen your video, I did it. And I liked how strong you were and how like, you know, you know, how confident you were. And that was a trip to me because I almost didn't release that song. So, you know, it was really crazy. And then even this time, it's like you saw the way he was with the cast and all the girls and how protective he was and how open he was to me. Like, you know, on the day of the premiere, he had all the actors around. He saw me. He's like, you come to, you know, you come to Raja. And he, you know, he's just such a sweet person and he makes you, you know, I think one thing I've learned from Shah Rukh, like just being able to be around him, is that he's so present. Like if you're speaking to him, he is speaking directly to you.
He makes everyone feel special.
Everyone. And I just understood that if I desire to, you know, go to the pinnacles and peaks that God has shown me, that is capable of me, like a memory of the future, then one of the things that will get me there is being really present, because you don't know what that moment is for anyone else. And you also don't know what kind of seed that is and where people, you don't know if you're going to meet them on the way up, on the way down, you know, and it's like, it's really important to be present. So I've taken that from meeting him. It's very tiring. And I think he's superhuman and it takes stamina. But when I leave an event or I leave something, I feel like, you know what, whatever I was supposed to do, I did it with full integrity. I was there and I was present, you know.
amongst your many other collaborations, who have been the artists who have been the most challenging, because you know they're going to get the best out of you? They'll push you, but you know it's going to be worth it at the end of the day.
I think Guru really pushed me on this record. I mean, I want to say, like, just because I think, like, there's two people that trusted me in Indian language, and it's Guru Randava and Arijit. Like, these are the two people that really pushed me, like, in the songs you guys have heard, because during the pandemic, I did Fire Fakira for the movie Paglet, and that was Arijit's like first kind of independent film where he was doing all the music and it was all going through his label, and he contacted me and I was alone, pandemic alone, with like no engineer. I found someone who's willing to break their like quarantine to be like now my engineer every day, so we became a pod, and I had a Spanish engineer and me singing this like रेत में देखो ढूंढे हीरा जो भी कोई मंत्र जंतर फूके तो कम होवे पीरा पागल. Like, this is not normal, like मैं और तू और मैं. This is not normal Hindi. This is like deep like Hindi. And I just had voice notes from Arijit with him just like being like, okay, sounds great, just kabhi, please, just kabhi. I'm like, okay. Like, I couldn't get
And you had to explain that to a Spanish
No, then I was recording it and like, it's just him and I can't tell. Like, we can kind of tell. I'm like, is it kabhi? And then I have to send it to Arijit, and it was like he was on that time zone. But it pushed me and it took me out of my comfort zone, and it led me, you know, to doing the record with Guru, where, you know, by then I was so surprised with myself because I had gotten so much growth, because I told Guru I'd like to sing in Punjabi. I want to do something different. You know, people are used to always...
You love your look in the song.
Thank you. I had so much fun. I just
wanted...
Punjabi
Kodi.
I wanted this Punjabi experience, you know, and it's something that me and Sidhu had talked about as well, because we were supposed to do a second song, and I was like, I haven't been to Punjab, and he's like, you have to come with me, and I'll do the tractor tricks. Are you scared? And I was like, only if you're driving, then I'll do it. You know, so I had this vision, and I told Guru about it, that if I'm going to sing in Punjabi, I want to go to the Pind. And he was the best. Like, from before we even got there, I was eating the parathe with the makhan. Like, I had the whole vibe, lassi, all of it. And I think he just sent me a voice note from India. I was in America. He sang it once, and somehow I got it. And I got it on the recording, and you know, when I saw him in person, it's like, you know, he just, I think like when people can see beyond what you see for yourself, I feel like that's the funnest, like it's the best to be around them, because they can push you. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of, I haven't been able to work more with A.R. Rahman. I feel like we're doing the Nexa, you know, music thing now, but I think we've known each other for about 9 years. I've done a few things here and there, just like, you know, kind of deeper, but I feel like when we get in the studio properly and like we really, really dig in and make something, I think that he'll probably push me the hardest, because he knows me the best. So he won't take anything other than excellence.
And tell us something about your upcoming albums and singles. Like, what's in store?
You know, this year is really interesting. It's like the first year I didn't like push myself onto the same album cycle and just do the things in loop. I'm really taking my time to like develop my next project. But this year I'm focusing on Indian languages. I'm really, really trying. I want to get into Telugu, and I want to try some things in Hindi and Punjabi. And it's a little bit of an experimental year. I'm working on my album. No rush right now, because I'm still promoting my last album that I put out independently, The Bridge. Yeah, which is, you know, it was really a passion project. And I think my next project, I've been observing, you know, how music is taken in different formats, and I want to come with something in a different medium. It's going to be a little bit different when I release it.
And this is the last question of the fantastic interview. Brand Kumari is one that will sing what you want to sing and say what you want to say. What are the things that you want to change through your words and music?
Ooh, the world. Through my music, I mean, I've said this a lot. I think I have become the artist that I needed as a child growing up. Like, I really wanted to feel this confident in myself and understand, you know, be so proud of where I come from. So I feel like with my music, I hope that, you know, we can have that breakthrough, that crossover, and the memory of the future, the dream that God has planted in my mind, if it can come to fruition, then that would be...
A Grammy Award?
Yeah. I mean, if you're nominated, you get close. I want to be Grammy Award winner. Rajakumari. That'd be really cool.
Cool. Yes. Thank you so much, Raja. It was a pleasure having you.